calls the mansion not a house but a tomb. He's always choking from the stench and the fume. The wedding party all collapsed in the room. So send my resignation.
Hello and welcome to Max's hopefully weekly new album of the week, where I, Max, listen to a new album every week and give you guys my report because reasons I want to. Screw off, don't question me. I'd like to quickly say that if I look to the side, it's because I'm reading off of a script and there are no murders happening in that vicinity. Also, yes, this is a microphone, not a water bottle. It even says microphone on it. Why would you think it's a water bottle? That's crazy. You're stupid. So, it's our first week, and the first album I give my review of is Lies for the Liars by The Used. Me listening to The Used was inevitable. If you know me, you should have seen it coming, you buffoon. I feel like it's important to mention that I had already listened to Pretty Handsome Awkward prior to listening to the whole thing, and it's like one of my favorite songs ever. It's so good. So this isn't all raw first listening, but it's like 87%. Okay. Anyways, good album. Great album, even. The vibes are immaculate. The only critique that I have for the overall album, not the songs, well, yes the songs, but not the individual songs, all of it, is that it wasn't big enough. Not that it was too short, I just want more. It has a humble 11 tracks, the whole album being around 40 minutes long, so it's average length, and I take back what I said about it being too short. Give me 2 more tracks right now. Although, to be fair, they did release some outtakes later on an EP titled Shallow Believer, but technically that wasn't on the album, so I will not count them. According to Wikipedia, which I know isn't the most reliable of sources, but I can't be bothered to look anywhere else, it is a post-hardcore emo album, which to my knowledge is pretty correct, but I'm not like an expert or anything. Correct me if I'm wrong. My top 3 tracks in order are Pretty Handsome Awkward, which hasn't changed, fucking love that song, Paralyzed, and Wake the Dead. Also, side note, Pretty Handsome Awkward is confirmed to be about Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. And I didn't know that until I was doing research for this. I thought that the fans just pulled out of their asses. That's crazy. He also was like really upset that people would accuse him of doing such a thing before he confirmed it. Why was he so angry if it was true? Hello? I will now play the choruses of all 3 of those songs in order. Okay, side note, again, Wake the Dead has the weirdest ending I've ever heard in my life. Like, I don't even know. My least favorite was Earthquake, but still like it, so that's good. That or Find a Way, which I also still like, just not much. Honorable mention, The Bird and the Worm. It's a banger. It also has a very humorous line. His backpack is all that he knows, which either means that the he in question is a drug dealer or 5 years old. Also has this part where he's like an inaudible whisper conversation and the 2 voices, in the conversation are in the 2 ears of earbuds. So one of them is in the left ear and one of them is in the right. And I don't know if I've ever heard that used, before, but I fucking love it. The vocals are definitely one of my favorite parts. He has a good voice, or maybe it's just the type of voice that I like. It's kind of like Vic Fuentes, but if Vic Fuentes wasn't mistaken for a girl by every parent ever. And whilst drums aren't like my favorite part of an album, I liked them a lot, actually. It added a lot to the album. But apparently, that has nothing to do with The Used as a band, because the person who recorded the drums is Dean Butterworth, or whatever his name is, from Good Charlotte. Because they kicked out their drummer, like, a few months earlier. So they just got a different one from a different band. Huh? The guitar was honestly very impressive. I liked the way it sounded, and like the drums, it added a lot to the album, which the guitar always does. But this is a special case, because I said so. I don't know about the bass. I really don't. I mean, I like bass a lot as an instrument, but it's hard to see. But that doesn't mean that you don't put bass in your songs. If you are an artist, always put bass in your songs, I swear to God. Please. Lyrically, it was also good, maybe even great. It was definitely way above mediocre. It was above average, but it wasn't like genius or anything. I didn't blow my socks off or anything like that. Overall, it's an A tier album, but like A+, in a tier list sense, not like the American rating system. But the critics don't seem to agree, because the average score that it got was like 6 out of 10, which is just mid. They thought that the album was mid. I don't think so. But that's also kind of weird, because on the Billboard Top 200, it peaked at 5, and on the Canadian album chart, it peaked at 3. Let's go Canadians, we're the best. Also, it's a gold-selling album, so critics suck, I guess, no taste. I think it probably is in my top like 20 or 30 favorite albums, like of all time. It was very good, a joyous experience. I mean, maybe it made it better that I was listening to it for the first time in a dollar store, which is the happiest place on earth. But who knows? If you like bands like My Chemical Romance, Pierce the Veil, or Sleeping with Sirens, then you will like this band, or at least this album. So I recommend it, I really do. That's all I have to say. So that marks the end of week 1 of Max's Album of the Week.